Here at Breazeale Grocery Bluegrass. Hope you're watching the show today. We're live from Breazeale Grocery Bluegrass. We're located at 5109 Liberty Highway, Pendleton, South Carolina, 29621. So if you care to join us, we'd be more than happy to answer all your questions if we can. Today is May the 10th, 2023. The weather outside is 81 degrees with a 6% chance of rain today. I hope we don't get rain because I'm trying to bale some hay and get it up before the rains come. Okay, our shout outs today is to Jane, Josh, Heather, Carter, Blaine, Hampton, Hudson, Grant, Sil, Heidi, Charlie, Harper, and always loving Martin, our son Martin. Here at BG Bluegrass, Breazeale Grocery Bluegrass, we have music lessons all week. We teach fiddle, classical fiddle, mandolin, bass, guitar, banjo, and anything with a string on it. And we have some excellent teachers here at Breazeale's Grocery Bluegrass. So if you care to have a lesson with a stringed instrument, just contact me at 864-376-1482. My name is Don. We have the best instructors in the upstate by far, in my opinion. They're the top. They're the top. So for more information, call me at 864-376-1482. Or if you have any other questions regarding music, we got coffee. We sell coffee here, Breazeale Grocery Bluegrass Cafe. We sell hats, T-shirts, and mugs, coffee mugs. We sell whatever you need. We probably have it here at Breazeale Grocery Bluegrass. So, again, call me or stop by at 5109 Liberty Highway, Pendleton, South Carolina. Again, our phone number here is 864-376-1482. And our sponsors for today is Jeff Martin Auctioneers. And Blaine Albertson is getting ready to do an auction over here at Jeff Martin Auctioneers in Pelzer, South Carolina, 1618 Auction Drive in Pelzer, South Carolina, 29629. They're having a public auction. They're going to have vehicles, boats, motorcycles, RVs, you name it. And they also, you can get it live and online as well. The number there is 844-450-6200. If you want to contact Blaine, he's your sales professional today. Blaine Albertson at 864-556-5384. Again, Blaine Albertson, 864-556-5384 for the auction coming up at Jeff Martin Auctioneers in Pelzer, South Carolina. So give him a call, and if you have any of these items you'd like to put on the auction, which will be Saturday, May 13th, 9 a.m. So make sure you contact him if you need to get something out there to sell. They'll sell it for you. So again, contact Blaine Albertson, 864-556-5384 for all your auction needs. We also have coming up here at Breazeale Grocery Bluegrass, we have a live jamming camp coming up. It's Friday through Sunday, May 19th through the 21st, May 19th through the 21st, here at Breazeale Grocery Bluegrass. It's just 20 minutes from Anderson and 30 minutes from Greenville. Calling all closet pickers. So if you're a closet picker, beginner, this is for you. So make sure you make your way over here to Breazeale Grocery Bluegrass. The tuition is $299 for a 3-day wonderful bluegrass jamming camp here at Breazeale Grocery Bluegrass. All the bluegrass instruments are welcome. No jamming experience is necessary, and you will be jamming the first session. I've taken several of his courses. Gilbert Nelson teaches the course, and I'm going to tell you, he's an excellent motivator And if you can't play an instrument, I promise you, if you come those 3 days, you'll be playing a song or two with Gilbert teaching you. He just has a way of teaching people. He brings out the music in people somehow, some way. But he's very, very good. He also has, if you want to check out his website, gilbertnelson.com. You can go on there, and you can actually pay for the course here at Breazeale Grocery Bluegrass. He uses the Wernick method on teaching. Those of you that are familiar with music know the Wernick method. Really good method to teach people how to play music. So make your way over here. Again, Friday through Sunday, May 19th through the 21st, here at Breazeale Grocery Bluegrass, located at 5109 Liberty Highway, Pendleton, South Carolina. I always want to say Anderson, but it's between the two. If you put in Anderson, you'll get here either way. So anyway, that's what we're doing here at Breazeale Grocery Bluegrass. Weather outside is really pretty today. Yeah, really nice weather. So anyway, without further ado, today our guest speaker is none other than my son, Josh Acevedo, who runs and operates Arch Construction Company in Greenville, South Carolina. So let's welcome Josh Acevedo to the platform here and see what he's got to say about Arch Construction and about himself as well.
All right. Wow. Thank you for this opportunity to come here and hang out with you at Breazeale's Bluegrass. Thanks for having me.
Yeah.
I think we were here last time. We had a little technical difficulty with the audio, so we're going to run it back and do it again, and maybe I can kind of take advantage of some missed opportunities. I think I forgot a few things last time, so it's good to kind of do it all over again.
Yeah, do it all over again.
This is a lot of fun. Breazeale's Bluegrass is an amazing place. We love coming here. It's always a good time. You really feel like home when you come inside. So it's a safe place. Not too many of those places around these days. But thank you for having me.
Yeah.
And thanks for this opportunity again. My name is Josh Acevedo. I'm from Anderson. My dad is a builder, developer. I grew up on a job site here in Anderson in the upstate. Kind of here talking about Arch Construction, my companies today, but I just wanted to share a little bit about myself. I'm married to a beautiful, beautiful lady named Blakely. I have a beautiful son named Grant, and hopefully she's watching. He's in school. So hey to you guys, and hey to all my subcontractors and vendors and workers out there. I'm not goofing off. I'm just this is my lunch break, so I'll be on the job site right when we get done. But like I said earlier, I grew up on a job site pretty much, every weekend, and got to learn that trade, learn to trade with my hands, how to do it. Growing up, I went to Clemson, South Carolina. They have a major. It was construction science and management. It's right up my alley, and it was right up the road, so it seemed like a pretty good fit. That was a great experience, and met a lot of friends and learned a little bit about construction. But it was a lot about the contacts that I'm still reaping the benefits of those relationships that I've made over the years through that, which is paying off in that regard. Of course, getting an education was the fine experience as well. Graduated in 2004. I was 4.5 years and out, so I didn't goof off too much. And from there, worked at a development down in Georgetown, South Carolina. It was a really neat concept of a neighborhood with a neo-traditional kind of live-work land plan development. So much of some neighborhoods around here. I believe there's one in Clemson. I can't think of it off the top of my head. It was Aquinas. What was the name of that? Anyways, worked there for about 4 years, and until the last real estate fiasco and everything, as they say, the poop hit the fan. And that place shut its doors down, and so I had to find something else to do, and had an opportunity pop up in Cape Cod, Massachusetts, of all places. And I recently, at the time, I was dating Blakely, and I had an opportunity up there, and I said, hey, I got a project in Cape Cod. You want to go? 3 to 6 months, How bad could it be, right? It's not like it was the middle of winter. So we went up there. Now 3 to 6 month project turned into 4.5 years. Not that project. There was multiple projects, but it just kind of evolved in one project after another. We were fortunate enough to be working for a really great family. The Kennedys, give you a shout out here. It was a real eye-opener experience, not just in the business industry, but also the kind of business they did in data management and migration and software engineering, things like that. Kind of opened my eyes up to things outside of the construction world. We got to experience a lot of cool things, see a lot of countries that I probably wouldn't have if we didn't take advantage of that opportunity that presented itself. We moved back to Greenville in November of 2013, and that's when I started Arch Construction, ARCH, Arch Construction. I have a cousin, Hector Jose, who designed the logo for us. We kind of chatted with him for a while, and he's a very, very creative architect and designer. I would say artist as well, and musician. So he kind of chatted with us, spent some time, and came up with this logo. We had a couple different renditions, but this one really felt like it fit. Arch. Where did Arch come from? I was looking for some kind of architectural feature to incorporate into the name, since we're a construction company. Keystone Construction was taken. You go on the LLC thing, and you had the brightest idea, right? You're like, this is it. Somebody's already got that name. So we kept playing around, and then kind of came across Arch. I guess the definition of Arch is being superior among your peers. So that kind of piqued my interest a little bit. So if you can imagine like arch nemesis, your arch rival, arch diocese, things of that nature. So I kind of, has an architectural kind of feel to it and sound, and also has a good meaning behind it too. So really being kind of superior among your peers and whatever you do. So bam, Arch Construction. That's what it was. It stuck. We had the logo, we had the name, and we hit the ground running. Again, we started in 2013. Just me and some tools, and my dad helping out, and just started small projects. We mainly do renovations, additions, bathrooms, and as the years have progressed, we kind of mainly focus in the residential sector of the construction business. Again, we just do additions, new construction, renovations, anything residential. We can capture that scope and really handle and manage and complete the projects there. We do also do some commercial. We have a commercial capability as well. We're not really set up to take on huge projects. Like, I'm not going to build a hospital or a bridge or any highways of that nature. But we are pretty diverse in what we're actually capable of doing. Between my dad and I, we've built and developed a lot of different things, except for hospitals and bridges and things like that. We also do a lot of design work. A lot of my in-house projects that we do, I do all the drafting. I'm not an architect, but I do play one in the evenings. And that's a real fun part on renovations. You kind of have parameters. There's a wall there. We can't go out. You're trying to create a space and a vision of what the owners want, and then capture it within the footprint of your parameters. So sometimes that can be challenging, but the challenges are good. It kind of keeps you on your game and like pushes the limit of what you're capable of doing and building and creating in somebody's house. Being a builder, I should have had a minor in, I guess, psychology as well, because you're entering people's homes, and it's a true blessing that they will accept us and to be able to make these improvements. But you become a part of the family. You're there in the mornings. They're getting their kids to school, and you're showing up with your workers. you're there in the evenings when they're coming home from work. You're there. You're having to work with your clients in a real personal capacity as far as decision making, any changes that come up along the way, any change in directions. They may kind of see something and want to incorporate that in. So it's a real interesting dynamic. And a lot of times, your customers, they don't always see eye to eye. The husband's like, I want this. The wife's like, well, I want this. And it's just, sometimes you kind of have to just back up a little bit and then get in your car and take off. But it is fun, though, and try to manage that dynamic between, what people kind of vision and what they want to see, and kind of meet that with, here's what we can provide and here's how we can make that happen. And then on top of that, there's a monetary aspect to it. So a lot of these decisions have, financial consequences. So, figuring that out and capturing those and really managing the expectations of your clients and of myself and my employees and my subcontractors. It is a juggling act because, we're not, you're dealing with a lot of moving parts constantly. Sprinkle in a little weather there, no pun intended. Yeah, I told you I was going to bring some jokes to the table. But it's a real, it's you could have all the ingredients to the cake, and then it rains, and then so you got your materials there, subcontractors there, and projects there, and then it rains. So you're kind of back to square one sometimes. And every day you kind of have to stop back and step back and kind of see where you are, kind of what you got accomplished that day, and have a task for the next day and for the rest of the week and months, whatever that project requires. We also do a little bit of development. We're working as general contractors for a tiny home neighborhood in Anderson, doing the infrastructure for that with the water and the sewer, stormwater. Stormwater is really important. If we want to survive as a species, we have to make sure that the water doesn't have any silt in it before it goes back into the creek. It's real important for life here on planet Earth and beyond. So you got the tiny home neighborhood. It's a new concept. It seems like they're real successful. It's Cottages of Anderson. If you want to cruise out there, there's 100 tiny homes. We have about 60 in place now over on Highway 29, kind of where the Lowe's is, and there's a Paul's Anderson animal shelter there. If you want to go cruise there, check it out. They're about 400 square feet. We just roll them in. We hook up the water, the power, and the sewer. We put a little skirting around them and put a nice deck and steps on them, and they're ready to lease out. So if you're looking for a place to stay, rental, it's a neat concept. It's on a really nice piece of property to enjoy yourself and kind of enjoy the outdoors. It's a nice place. But as far as that, so we've got, kind of, I ran through what types of projects we do. If I were to have, what is my favorite thing to do? I really like the design part of it. Knowing how buildings are put together, knowing how they're built, knowing what decisions impact things down the line in the building process. I'm kind of like a computer in my head, is just constantly kind of contemplating what are the ramifications of doing this or that or the other. Because there's all kind of parameters, if you will, and the one that drives the most is the price and the budget. Always trying to stay within prices and budgets. That's the most challenging part on the design aspect. But I do really enjoy the design aspect. I've seen a lot of properties. I've been to a lot of properties, high end, low end, middle end, no end, and it's seeing these and touching and feeling these properties and these other projects. You really get a good sense, a good vibe of what people want to see in their homes, whether it be their bedrooms, their bathrooms, laundry rooms, it's fun to work within your parameters. I keep going back to that, but if it's the budget, there's that's your parameter. You can make anything really, really nice if you put a bunch of money towards it. But a lot of times, hey, that money may not be there. So we try to maximize what those dollars can do for our clients, for them to achieve kind of what they want to achieve there. And I enjoy that part of it. I always kind of joke around, that's the fun part. Once we kind of design, get to this is what we're going to build, then it's like, oh man, now we got to go build this thing.
Yeah.
I got to figure out how to build this. But I'm just kidding with that. But that's the fun part. And when you walk out, you at the end of the project is always kind of like a sad part. So it's like I have to give it back to the owners, something that, like a masterpiece you've kind of been working on. At some point you got to let it go and let it be used. But that's kind of it's a bittersweet ending. But I really do enjoy that. It's all I've really done, and it's all I probably ever will do. It'll be a large part of kind of my business model going forward. I've been taking banjo lessons here the past couple weeks, so that's been a new challenge for me, getting the left and the right brain to really communicate well and kind of it really helps you out, not just in making the music, but just your dexterity and doing other things as well. You're actually you're challenging your brain. Your brain is constantly can still be growing and expanding in different ways, which has been a fun challenge. You gotta have patience. You gotta have patience with everything in life, because I'm not. Some people can pick up the banjo and just start playing it, and you just want to smack those people. Yeah. But for me, it's just going to be hard work, and it's just like life. Nothing's easy. Nothing's real easy. But life is enjoyable. It takes work, and God designed us to work, and we're real grateful for that, and He's given us gifts, and for someone to understand what their gift is, and then capitalize on that gift and serving God at the same time is just real special thing to be able to achieve in life. And a lot of people, I think most people never really get there, which is kind of sad. And I'm not saying I'm even there. Every day I'm working kind of towards that and growing as a person, and still being open-minded and learning and just being able to receive information from people and just the Word of God as well. So life is fun. Having a child is fun. We just wrapped up our T-ball season. Coach pitched prep. We got to the finals, and we lost. It's not fun losing, but it was a lot of fun getting there, and we had a blast. Go Mariners! We had a great coach. We had a great group of coaches and parents. I was honestly sad. Yeah, we lost the game. That's sad, but it was kind of like our season's over. We had a big group text going, and then every week it was like, what's the challenge this week? We got 2 games, and you're trying to kind of gear up for those, and it was fun. It was kind of a little bit of a distraction, but then after the last game, you're done. So now next season. But that was a lot of fun, and I've also trying to wrap up my pilot's license, so been hopping into that again. I'm about 3/4 of the way done there, so we'll have some capabilities. I'll be flying left seat hopefully pretty soon, and maybe expand our territory, our reach of arch construction. We did do a project in Alabama. We flew to that one. That was fun. But so we've got a lot of things going on, but we keep trucking, and through God's grace, we'll be here tomorrow and the next day, and we'll just keep plugging through, and just trying to enjoy much of life that has been given to us as a gift, and it's just there for the taking. So we're real blessed to see that, and just kind of keep your eyes focused in the right direction, if you know what I mean. And things will seem to naturally kind of fall in place, which I've been witness to, especially in this past year. So really kind of leaning on that, and that's really been fueling my tank here this past year, which is it's a different type of fuel. Different type of fuel.
Yeah, we have maybe about 5 minutes left, and I want to go back, and can you tell me a little bit about the Kennedys that you work with? In Cape Cod, they were kind of a neat family, a little unique family. So share a little bit about the Kennedys.
Unique, I think, unique
Yeah.
with some,
Yeah.
some of this group up, fortunately, I had Uncle Herb and Uncle Kevin lived in Cape Cod with just a great business. Herb is a interior designer, Kevin architect. They have a beautiful shop in Cape Cod and P-Town Shore Homes. If you're ever up in that area, they were gracious enough to invite me up and introduce me to Tom and Trish Kennedy. They were kind of a powerhouse couple. She was the marketing, advertising aspect of it, and Tom was, he and his developers, software developers, they were the brains behind it. They found a niche in between the SAP platform where they could kind of manipulate, clean up data and get it to the SAP platform from their legacy systems. They had clients like I think Coca-Cola, Johnson & Johnson, U.S. Postal Service. They would do these audits of the Postal Service's data and figure out that they've got hundreds of thousands of dead people on their list. Let's not go there, right?
Yeah.
I'm sure they all voted in the last election as well. So my uncle introduced me to the Kennedys, and their business was expanding at a fast rate. So they had recently purchased an old grocery store. I remember walking through there. It was an old grocery store on Cape Cod, and they were going to convert it into some offices. So that was my first project. I met with Trish and went back up for a follow-up meeting to kind of look at the building and kind of provide them like, here's my value. Here's the value I can add to what you're trying to accomplish here. And our next question was like, when can you start? And I said, well, I got to go wrap up a few things down south. Maybe like a month or two. Well, I can. Well, that'll put me a month or two behind schedule. I said, well, I could start right now. How about that? So it was that was pretty much how it started, and it was pedal down from when I got there. So the first project was it was a grocery store upfit. We took the upstairs and turned it to a really high-end, I guess you would say Class A office space. Then we got into playing tennis a good bit, and the winter was coming around, and they didn't want to drive all the way 15 minutes away to Hyannis Country Club to go play tennis indoors. So they looked at me and said, "Hey, Josh, how much would a indoor tennis court be?" I said, "Good question. I'll find out." So I went to the drawing board, and there's certain height restrictions and certain setbacks, and we're on Cape Cod in a historical neighborhood. It was about 100 acres. It was a nice plot of land. So we developed the Luna B. Woody Sports Memorial Complex. It was an enclosed metal building. It was 60 by 142. Had an indoor racquetball court, an indoor tennis court, a gym, and a golf simulator. That was also fun. I got to research golf simulators and go around testing those out. So that was a lot of fun. We did pool houses, landscaping. We developed a little land. We also built an equestrian center, a nice post and beam barn with all the stables and the paddocks and the turnouts and the fields. It was just a really fun experience. And they also are really into the Patriot sports and the sports in the Northeast. So we went to a lot of Patriots games. Got to play football with Tom Brady. And we got about a minute left. A lot of Celtics games, Bruins games. We got about a minute left. I appreciate this time. This has been a lot of fun. I mean, I can't believe it's already been 20 or 30 minutes. He said I was going to have an hour up here, so he's going to cut me short a little bit.
Thank you, Josh.
Yeah, thank you.
for coming
This has been a lot of
and
fun.
being part of the show today. And
Um,
we'll get him back up here.
Yeah. We'll keep having some fun guests and just really enjoying this time together and appreciate you guys watching out there. You know,
Yeah.
click right there, subscribe right here, and leave some notes for us at the bottom.
Yeah.
I'll let you wrap this up, and
Okay.
you know, I'm gonna go put the rabbit back in the
All
hat
right,
back
buddy.
there. All right,
Thank you, bud.
Love you.
Love you, bud. Yeah, he's a good boy. He's a wonderful son. Couldn't ask for anything better. I've been blessed with some good children, and he works hard. So anyway, we're going to wrap it up. Thank you for joining us here at Breazeale's Grocery Bluegrass, 5109 Liberty Highway, and we'll be back next week, same time, same station. So come back next Wednesday, 11 a.m. We'll be live, and we'll be doing a show for you next week as well. We'll probably get some musicians up here at some point. So thank you for watching. Y'all come back and see us.